Jason, Ditson, Colin. Did you say Seiler? Because I can say Seiler.
Please don't.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of Todd Talks. One of my favorite topics today is going to be doing a deep dive into just another awesome program that we offer to support all of our Symmetry agents out there. And I am honored to be joined today by Mr. Colin Seiler and Jason Ditson.
Hey, Todd.
Almost said Seiler again anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
Seiler,
Colin Seiler.
like a sigh of relief that I'm here.
A sigh of relief.
Agents are going to be sighing a little bit of relief once they hear more about the program and all the efforts behind the scene in the conservation department. But before we get into that, we like to start off with a little bit of a game each week. And this one is called Todd Says.
Ooh.
I am going to say a phrase to you guys in which you have to listen to the words that I'm saying, process that information, and then let me know what the actual translation should be. For example, if I was to say, Symmetry.
Symmetry.
There you go. You have it, right?
Okay.
I can already tell,
Oh,
Jason.
man. This is going to be a challenge.
Colin's going to make you look bad here.
I hope not.
Again.
Con, shore, vacate, shin.
Conservation.
Boom.
Bing.
Yeah, that was right there.
Point for both. You just need to be challenged a little bit. Lighten, shore, knots.
Can you repeat it? Light and short.
Ooh, that's not.
Lighten,
Please repeat.
shore, knots.
Ooh.
Light insurance. That's what it sounds like to me.
Life insurance. Yeah.
Life insurance.
Life insurance.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Wow, that's.
Done.
It's a little
I was
off.
there.
Okay.
I was in.
Ditson,
Thanks for the assist.
the underdog coming through. Let's go. Prove, vent, pole, icy, lapse.
Prevent
Prevent policy lapse. Yeah.
Boom. Prevent policy
I
lapse.
feel like there's a thing.
Yeah,
I feel like you guys are way better
I feel like I
at
should
figure it
know
out.
these more. Yeah.
This one's kind of tough. This one took me a minute. Noggin, hack, ooze, there. Noggin,
Noggin hack.
hack, ooze, and there.
Sounds like knock, hack. Who's there? Like knock on a door.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Boom.
Wow.
God darn.
Yeah.
Tell
There we
you
go.
what,
I feel like we're getting 50-50 on
I
these.
start thinking conservation
This is
for a
pretty
second.
good.
but-
I'll try
well,
to change it up a little
mix it
bit on
up.
you. Chain, solve, fad, dress.
Change of address.
Gosh,
That's good.
getting quick on me over there. All right, last one. Heart, official, ant, teller, gents.
Artificial intelligence.
Boom!
There you go.
I'm impressed. I had to read
That's
these
what's fun.
things and read these things to figure them out myself, and you're just getting it right off the bat. Well done, guys. Great job. Was always just want to spend more time getting to know you each as leaders within the Quility family and Symmetry Nation. So I see here, Colin, let's start with you. Some of your likes: music, books, movies, drawing. Also like to write jingles. So I
Okay.
had to ask you, what's your favorite jingle you've ever written?
There's a lot. There's a lot that I've helped write too. Lucas in
Yeah?
Business Intelligence and I wrote one for the last Quility conference when we were selling Quigley, the plush Quigleys.
Yeah?
Bag up my Quigley quickly, bag up my Quigley now. Bag up my Quigley quickly, bag up my Quigley, bag up my Quigley. He's prickly to the touch, and he doesn't cost that much. Bag up my Quigley now. That's like the.
I like it. That's more than a jingle, though. I think you've almost got a full song in
Yeah,
there.
I know. That was the extended. That was not the radio.
This was-
edition. Yeah, that was the.
That's
one you
good. That's good. And Ditson, I know that you're an individual that loves animals. So when you say love animals, though, I don't think people really understand how much you love animals.
I love them a lot.
Like,
I do.
you literally had to drive basically a stretch limo from cross country when you moved here in order to fit all of your animals in one car.
To be fair, that was an excuse to get that car. that was the purpose behind it. The dog hauler. Yeah. So
The dog collar?
6 dogs,
Yeah.
2 cats, 3 fish. If I could
They're all in the
have
same
more,
container.
the fish may have lived in a cup with a lid
Yeah.
for a period of
Bit
time.
safer.
But yeah.
In the Folgers cup?
But they're all here. They're all here.
Oh, well, we appreciate your love for animals and certainly more so your love for the agents out there. So let's get into conservation. Let's talk about this department. If I am out there and I'm not a part of Symmetry right now, and let's just say that I'm not even quite sure that much about the insurance business in general. Colin, let's start with you. What is conservation? What does that mean to you and your department?
So basically, conservation is the conserving of policies.
Mm-hmm.
So my team reaches out to clients and their agents if there is a possibility that that policy is getting ready to fall off the books.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be something simple as, they need to change their banking information or need to change a beneficiary. And sometimes just something as simple as that can stop a policy from being enforced anymore. Enforced being paid on.
Sure.
So my team will step in and reach out to the client, sometimes the carrier even, and the agent to try to get those policies saved and enforced.
Nice. And so for you, Ditson, just in general in the industry, how big of a issue is conservation and making sure that people that buy these policies protect their families actually have them enforced when they need it?
Yeah, so that's the biggest issue,
Yeah.
right? So outside of commissions, because that's a huge part of it too, right? We don't want to lose commissions, but if a client's policy lapses,
Mm-hmm.
that means they have 0 protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important part. So being able to keep that policy on the books, the conservation team, what they do, and helping assist in that is extremely important because that's what it's all about, right? Having protection for your family.
Right.
At the agent level too, it's extremely important because as an agent, you're focused on new client acquisition, right? Meeting the next potential client and helping find the solve for their family. And a lot of the times that kind of component gets missed in the conservation piece. So having the additional help, it's huge.
Yeah. And so, Jason Ditson again, Senior Vice President, Sales Operations. You came to us from many years at Assura, had other walks in life prior to that, but you have 20 plus years of experience in the insurance space. Have you ever worked for a company that actually spent its own resources internally to support our 1099 agents with a department like this?
No, it's unheard of actually. In this space, it makes a lot of sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes a lot of sense for so many different reasons, but to think about it and look at what we're doing, it's difficult. It takes a lot of manpower, a lot of hours, a lot of resources, technology. So there's a lot that goes into it where most IMOs and organizations just don't have the ability, the tech, or the manpower to do it. But man, that's what makes us really popular with the carriers as well. So no,
You're right about
never
that.
saw it. First place I've seen it.
We had the carriers in town last year for what we call our carrier summit, and we plenty of time for roundtable discussion. And this is one of the programs they're most excited about. Obviously, it behooves them to continue to keep the clients on the book as well, and to have this concentrated, organized effort that we have to provide the service for our agents and the clients that own the policies themselves is oftentimes mentioned by our carrier partners as one of the coolest features and things that they enjoy about working with Quility. So when we're talking about conserving these policies, Colin, your team, which you run, can handle a lot of different unique situations. But if you were to tell me, what are some of the most common things that are taking place when that policy is starting to look like it's coming up on lapsing?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on a couple before, but honestly, payment, something wrong with payment. Sometimes it's they might be on an annual premium and they'd like to switch to semi or monthly. And so something as simple as that. Sometimes, I know a lot of their lives are constantly changing, especially from whenever they originally got that policy written on them. So sometimes they might just need different coverage that they're interested in increasing their face amount, something like that as well. So it's a couple of different things. Honestly, it's kind of a grab bag of different issues or not really issues, but just hurdles to for the client and the agent both.
Nice. And so when you're reaching out to the clients, are you emailing them? You're calling them personally? Like, what's our kind of system right now?
All of the above.
Yes. It's yes.
Yeah. Yes to all. Any way we can reach out. If we've got an email, we'll do it. We text. We just recently started texting clients. We found that people respond more likely to text than the calls sometimes. So we have our response rate went up by like 30%, I want to say, once we started texting.
Nice.
And so we do that. We'll email if we have their email on file. Most times the carrier will send that over as well. We also reach out to the agent anytime we see any kind of action. So it really is a team effort because we're all on those same email chains or texts. So we started texting agents here recently too, and very helpful.
Nice. So when we're talking about our agents that are getting the benefits of your team and the activity behind the scenes to make sure that we're keeping these clients in good standing, would you where would I as a Symmetry agent be able to find that information? So if I'm curious if there's been any conservation efforts on behalf of my book of business, is there a place in HQ that I can find that?
It's great you asked that. If you had asked that last year, there would be nowhere.
Yeah.
But with HQ, there's a lot of new information on there. There's a couple of different ways you can view your conserved policies. You can either go to, I believe it's product placed, and there should be a conservation tab there where your scorecards are. There'll be a conservation scorecard that kind of gives a brief overview of conservation for the past month, and you can go back to the past several months. I think it only goes back to July because that's when we started it on there. And if you want a more granular view, you can go to clients in conserved policies, and it'll tell you each individual policy that was saved. So it has client information, product type, carrier, all that good stuff.
Very cool. Like, to give just a rough idea, Ditson, what would you say the department's doing on a monthly basis, a yearly basis? Give us some kind of idea as far as what kind of business that the department's been able to successfully conserve.
Looking at like a conserved premium amount, right? We're floating in the 300,000 range per month, correct?
Yeah,
that's where we're sitting pretty
That's
accurately,
impressive.
right?
Yeah.
It is. It's super impressive, right? And it's not. That doesn't mean that agents are writing bad business or our business has a propensity to lapse. Actually, we have a really good persistency. If you ask any of the carriers around Symmetry as a whole, this is just life. It just happens. So the fact that we can conserve that amount of business it's phenomenal. So.
Yeah, that's certainly amongst the top three things that our carriers often speak about is the quality of business that Symmetry agents turn in is really, really high. And so just to think, it's just when you get to be a company of our size with 5,000 agents, we're seeing upwards of 8,000 families on any given week. There's a lot of opportunity for policies to build up and to make sure that each customer that bought one of those policies in partnership with one of our agents out there to know that they're going to have this type of support throughout the entire journey of their life and hopefully protecting their family. It's really significant. $300,000 a month is impressive, and thank you, Colin.
Yeah. To speak to the yearly, I think we saved $3.2 million last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a fun number to say.
Yeah. $3.2 million worth of business that making sure a family still remains protected, that an agent's not incurring any type of charge back, and the carrier's also able to see that persistency. Right, So I think that's a
makes us really
win.
popular.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So
the carriers are always very eager to work with us.
Yeah.
As
Funny
they should
thing
be.
about that, right?
Yeah. So thinking about you, Jason, and talking about being that in-home appointment, is there any suggestions, pro tips for the agent while they're writing that policy to make sure that the policy can have the best shot of staying
Stay away from
enforced?
credit cards.
Yeah.
Credit cards have expiration dates, so that's one thing. A lot of carriers don't allow them, but for the carriers that do allow the credit card, steer away from it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done 2 in 20
Yeah.
years, and I learned on both of them that credit cards expire. Darn it, it's unfortunate, but really,
That's good.
you can do all you can do. You can make sure you button down the deal, ensure that that policy is the right policy for the client, that it fits their budget this month, next
big
month,
one.
through tax season, through Christmas, birthdays, holidays. And they may say yes, 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 all the way through, but life changes. So there's a lot of things that, unfortunately, you can't protect against, right? Some agents do a really great job keeping in close communication with their clients, and those ones have a really great persistency. Others, we can always do better. I'm one of those.
Yeah.
I would have kept you real busy if you were working conservation when I was writing business. Just my focus was new client acquisition. And a lot of the times when the carrier reaches out to let you know that a client has an issue with a payment, I don't see the email, right? As an agent, they go to spam, go to junk. We miss some, right? And we're busy on the next acquisition. Luckily, that's your team's focus.
Right.
So you see them. We have an eye on them. But really, it's just always ensuring that your client can afford the policy that they want and it fits comfortable. That's the most you can really do.
Well, and I know, Colin, that you're always adamant that it's a team sport, and you get to work with some awesome people too. So, anything that we can ever do for your department, please let us know on ways that we can continually train agents to be better up front and put you guys in a better position to be successful. Any tips of advice from the conservation leader here?
I feel like it's kind of the same as what Ditson said. Just communication with the client. Sometimes we feel the more that communication is there, the less we see conserved policies. So routinely checking in, and like I said, their life circumstances usually are changing. So just making sure that they're set up for what they were originally set up for in the beginning is probably huge. And yeah, like you said, we are always in I always get conservation and conversation. We're always in conversation with
I've been saying conservatory.
I know, yeah. It's a tongue talk. I can't even say that. But yeah, we're always talking to the agents. So, if we're reaching out to you, check your emails for that. And like Ditson said, we get those emails too from the carriers. We get a ton of them. If we didn't get these specific data feeds from the carriers, our jobs would be a lot more difficult. So we understand there's a lot of information coming in.
Right. And thank you, everybody, for joining us on this exciting Todd Talks. Just another prime example of things going on behind the scenes here in Swannanoa to make sure that our agents are experiencing as much time and money as possible, giving you more opportunities to spend acquiring that next client that needs protection, while we work hard behind the scenes with Colin's team to make sure that we're conserving those policies. So until the next Todd Talk episode, I hope everybody stays well, and we'll talk to you real soon. Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. If you appreciate what the conservation team is doing for you, be sure and give us a like or subscribe, or even put in the comments how it's made an impact on your business. Can't wait to make sure that we see you all on the next episode. Talk to you soon.